my God, that was such a rush! I'm alive!
Episodes across 3 seasons of Family Guy turned Lois Griffin from a responsible suburban mom into one of the most unhinged characters on television. Affairs, crime sprees, and a level of aggression that would land most people in handcuffs. All of it lives inside these episodes.
Lois, that was amazing!
This is mine. This is where my babies come from.
Let's start the show. Season 3 is where the writers first let Lois off the leash, and what came out surprised everyone. Season 3, Episode 7, Lethal Weapons. Lois discovers martial arts in this one, and the fallout spirals out of control faster than anyone in the Griffin house can handle. Bonnie invites Lois to a taijutsu class on a whim, and Lois figures she has nothing to lose.
Wow, you're doing great for your first lesson.
I'm really cutting loose, just like Julie Andrews in that movie where she showed her breasts.
Turns out she's a natural, picking up techniques fast enough to earn a black belt in what feels like no time at all.
Lois, that was amazing!
This is mine. This is where my babies come from.
Overnight, she becomes the most dangerous person in the household. And that's when things start to unravel, because Quahog has a pest problem. Every fall, obnoxious tourists from New York, called leafers, flood into town just to gawk at the changing leaves, making life unbearable for the locals.
Peter, I'm sick and tired of hearing you whine about the leafers. Take some action. Free the beast!
Peter spots an opportunity and starts using Lois as his personal enforcer to drive them out, and Lois takes to the role with alarming enthusiasm.
What?
How, you wanna dance?
The power rewires something in her. Beating up leafers isn't enough anymore, so she turns on her own martial arts instructor and puts him down too. Back at home, she starts getting aggressive with Peter, demanding things entirely on her terms and shutting down any pushback.
I sort of have a headache, kinda. Maybe tomorrow or...
Take them off.
Yeah, okay, honey.
That violence bleeds into the rest of the family until every Griffin in the house is throwing punches at each other in a full-blown household brawl. Only Season 3, and Lois has already hit a level of physical aggression the show had never given her before.
Ah!
Season 3, Episode 20, Road to Europe. The main plot belongs to Brian and Stewie on one of their signature road trip adventures. But buried inside this episode is a Lois reveal that rewrites her entire backstory. A Kiss concert is the setting.
And have a wonderful time. Is that it?
The band removes their makeup, and Lois immediately locks eyes on the unmasked Gene Simmons. What she calls him is telling.
Hey guys, this is the girl I told you about. I knew her before we formed Kiss. Loose Lois.
Cool, Loose Lois.
The legend herself.
She uses his real name, Haim. Recognition like that doesn't come from being a fan.
I never realized you were Gene Simmons, the rock star.
You look great, Lois. Anyone nailing you now?
Yes, my husband nails me.
These two dated. They slept together. All of it before Simmons became famous.
Lois, you got any tips for the young girls in the audience tonight?
You never know who's gonna grow up to be famous, so just make yourself available.
That moment is the very first time the show cracks open the idea that Lois had a wild romantic past before Peter. Quick as it plays, the seed it plants grows across the next 20 seasons of the series. Before she settled into the suburban housewife role, Lois was apparently living a completely different life, and the writers clearly planned to keep pulling that thread for years. Season 4, Episode 9. Breaking out is hard to do. One of the all-time great sus Lois episodes begins with something as mundane as a grocery bill.
I'm gonna go get some oranges, Stewie. Here, hold the rest of these bags for Mommy.
Money is tight for the Griffins, and Lois needs to put food on the table.
$53.98.
Oh no, I forgot to go to the bank. I'm a little short. I'll have to put the ham back.
What she does next is something any desperate parent might consider, but would never follow through on. A single ham disappears under her coat. Just a ham, one quick theft, problem solved.
I thought you put that back.
Oh, no, I put the other ham back.
I don't remember another ham.
Except the adrenaline of stealing hits Lois like a and she cannot stop chasing that high. One ham snowballs into a full kleptomaniac crime spree that escalates at an alarming pace.
You know, you really are a good friend. Let me rub your belly.
Pocketing candy bars was never the speed here. A Matisse painting, an actual fine art masterpiece, ends up in her hall.
You know, Lois, we're just lucky we got this under control before the police caught onto you.
Hold it right there, Lois. You're under arrest.
Joe eventually catches up to her and slaps the cuffs on. A 3-year prison sentence comes down, which sounds like the end of the story until Peter breaks her out.
Okay, 3 years.
That was a sneeze.
4 years.
I'm sorry.
5 years.
You douchebag.
All right, 3 years it is.
The entire Griffin family goes on the run after that, hiding out in Asian Town as fugitives from the law.
I can't believe we have to live here.
Oh, this sucks.
Suburban mom to convicted criminal in the span of a single episode. And the unsettling part is how much Lois enjoyed every second of the ride. Season 4, Episode 10, Model Misbehavior. Right on the heels of the shoplifting spiral, the writers put Lois through another transformation, and this one pulls her in a completely different direction. Modeling was a dream Lois carried since she was young, a dream her father Carter killed before it could start.
My girl is not lowering herself to modeling. That sort of uncouth activity is below this family. Now go away, I'm busy.
Years later, she decides to take another shot at it, and the industry embraces her immediately.
Oh, Karen, this is so exciting.
Knock him dead, honey. Hey, Peter Griffin, how's it going?
Success comes fast, but the lifestyle changes her even faster.
All right, that's it. That's enough.
Peter, what are you doing?
Lois, if you being a model means you're gonna be eye candy for the whole town, and I ain't going for it.
Provocative outfits replace her usual wardrobe. Diet pills become part of the routine, and late-night parties with a crowd that has zero connection to her family take over her schedule.
Lois, what the up with you lately? You're acting all weird and you're staying out all night.
Peter sits at home watching his wife disappear into a version of herself he doesn't recognize. Someone who has lost all interest in being a mother or a wife, fully absorbed in the glamour, the attention, and the nightlife.
Oh, yeah? That's nothing. Go ahead, try him out.
The situation deteriorates to the point where Peter and Carter have to team up and physically kidnap Lois from a Vogue party just to snap her out of it. Her own husband and her own father had to drag her out of the building because no amount of talking was getting through. That's how far gone she was.
This isn't gonna work, you guys. Why can't you understand? I'm doing what I want.
Seasons 3 and 4 served as the warm-up. Season 5 is where Lois enters full villain territory, delivering her first confirmed affair, and an alternate timeline where she ends up married to someone far worse than Peter. Season 5, Episode 13, Bill and Peter's Bogus Journey. This episode is where Lois crosses a line the show never lets her fully walk back from. Peter strikes up a friendship with former President Bill Clinton, and Clinton quickly becomes a bad influence.
What the hell did you and Bill do last night?
We lived, Lois. We lived our lives.
Fed up with the situation, Lois heads to Clinton's hotel room with every intention of telling him to back off and leave Peter alone. What happens instead is an affair. No ambiguity, no technicality, no alternate universe to blame.
What the was I thinking? I don't know what came over me. Oh God, what am I gonna do?
This marks the first time in the entire series that Lois flat out cheats on Peter, sleeping with Bill Clinton while still married.
Look, I know this looks bad, and I feel horrible, and I know nothing I could say to you.
Peter walks in on them, and what follows only makes the whole thing messier. Guilt pushes Lois to offer Peter a free pass to sleep with anyone he wants.
Wanna get me
Yes, Peter, because I don't want to lose you.
Well, it would make us even.
An attempt to even the score. Peter, being Peter, picks Lois's own mother, Barbara Pewterschmidt.
Would you have with Peter?
Of course, dear.
Really?
Carter's been most insufferable lately, and this would just stick in his craw.
He follows through on the plan all the way to the last possible second before bailing out. The entire episode sits in this deeply uncomfortable space, and it permanently reshapes how the audience reads Lois as a character. Before Bill Clinton, you could argue she was a mostly good wife who occasionally went off the rails. After Bill Clinton, that argument falls apart. Season 5, Episode 17. It Takes a Village Idiot, and I Married One. Corrupt politician Lois arrives right after the affair episode, and the speed of her moral collapse in this one deserves its own category. A real problem kicks things off. Lois discovers that the local lake is being polluted.
God, what the is wrong with this lake?
I think it's a safe bet that that's responsible.
And genuine anger drives her to run for mayor of Quahog against Adam West.
This is unbelievable! Well, I am not gonna stand by while you let this town be destroyed by corruption.
Early in the campaign, sincerity fuels everything she does.
I'm going door to door to campaign on behalf of Lois Griffin, who's offering real change for the city of Quahog.
Chris, this is our house.
A policy-driven platform built around environmental protection. Nobody cares. Voters tune her out completely, and that's when principle gives way to strategy.
I don't understand these people. He didn't even say anything and they're eating it up.
Lois guts her own platform and replaces it with cheap emotional manipulation, dropping 11 into every speech she gives, not because it connects to any issue, but because it gets a reaction.
God, I can't believe how easy this is.
The tactic works, and she wins the election. Once she takes office, the corruption arrives almost immediately.
Ow, Mom, is that a new purse?
Yeah, that looks pretty expensive.
Well, don't tell anybody, Brian, but I was a little naughty.
A bribe from the same oil company responsible for polluting the lake lands in her hands, and she accepts it. Toxic dumping resumes under her watch, the exact thing she campaigned against. The bribe money goes toward expensive trinkets for herself. Concerned citizen to corrupt politician in a single episode. A collapse most television characters need an entire season arc to complete, and Lois pulls it off before the credits roll.
Lois, what the doing?
Remembering who I am, you crook.
Oh, I'm a crook, am I? What about all the money you embezzled?
Season 5, Episode 18, Meet the Quagmires. The Season 5 finale doubles as the 100th episode of Family Guy, and it takes a different angle on SUS Lois. Instead of watching her do something terrible in real time, the audience sees what her life looks like when one small decision in the past goes differently. Death sends Peter back to 1984 to relive his single years.
Lois, we got the rest of our lives for me to not hear a word you just said, but tonight I got plans with Cleveland.
But we had a date.
While there, instead of chasing young Lois, Peter blows her off to make out with Molly Ringwald. That single choice fractures the entire timeline. When Peter snaps back to the present, Lois is no longer his wife.
Morning, sweetie.
Ah! Who the are you? What are you doing in my bed?
Peter, it's me, Molly, your wife?
Glenn Quagmire holds that title now, married to Lois with kids who all inherited his chin, his nose, and apparently his personality.
Chris! Stewie! Oh my God! All right, don't freak out, Peter. Don't freak out like you did when your goldfish died.
Peter scrambles to undo the damage and eventually resets the timeline back to normal. But for one full episode, the show presented a version of Lois who wound up with the most depraved character in the entire cast. And the unsettling detail the writers slipped in is that this alternate Lois seemed perfectly content with the arrangement.
Oh, Glenn, I love all your jokes and your dirty puns. That's why I married you.
Episodes across 3 seasons, and the list reads like a rap sheet. An affair with a former president, a shoplifting addiction that escalated all the way to stealing fine art, a modeling career that turned her into a stranger to her own family, a political office she sold to the highest bidder the moment she sat down in the chair, a martial arts phase that had her swinging on everyone in her own house. All of that lives inside seasons 3 through 5, and here's what makes it worse. These early seasons only establish the pattern. As the show moves forward, the wild past reveals grow darker, the affairs get messier, and the power trips balloon in scale.